Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into Awesome Sunday Show. Before we get started, we'd like to tell you where you can find us.
Find all of our episodes, including new content like blogs and guest blogs, on our newly launched website, awesomesundayshow.com.
Woohoo!
Our podcast is also available on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, and YouTube. You can find all those links also on awesomesundayshow.com.
You can also follow us on our social media accounts, twitter.com/awesomesunshow, facebook.com/awesomesundayshow, and instagram.com/awesomesundayshow.
Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the show.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Hey everybody, welcome to Awesome Sunday Show. Connor here.
And Pat as well.
Pat, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Yeah, not doing bad. You know, we just got out of the movies. And Pat, what movie did we see?
Get out.
Yeah, Get Out of
Get out. It's your basement, but get out.
My
I got
parents
somebody
like it
here that
more.
I want to replace you with. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just saw Get Out.
yeah. It was gnarly movie, man.
Yeah, it was pretty damn excellent.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
This is actually the second time I saw it.
It was my first.
Yeah, saw it before you because you bitch.
Yeah.
We do have a very special guest today, but before we introduce our very special guest, we have a word from our sponsors. Pat, would you like to go first?
Sure. This episode is brought to you by GameFly. For the Awesome Sunday Show listeners, if you go to gameflyoffer.com/awesome, you get a free premium 30-day trial of their services. You get one game out at a time, and you can get as many games as you want in that 30 days. Now, why should you sign up for GameFly? Because convenience, cost saving, and the selection. They ship any game you want directly to your door from their library of over 8,000 new releases and classics. That's for current generations, a previous generation, and some older ones, even your mobile gaming such as 3DS. And they promise when a new game's coming out, you'll get it that day if you put it in your queue. And you can play as many games in a month as you want. Say you get one game, you beat it in one day, say it's the Order 66, and it's a 4-hour game. You beat it, you send it back, you get a new game right after that. Or you just hate one game, you get a game that's just a real piece.
A real piece
You just
of
send
shit.
it back. You just send it back, and you get a new game, and they ship it out real quick. Not only that, but along with that, you can get movies attached to your membership for free. So you get games and movies from GameFly.com.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You save money. Games are $60 a pop, give or take, and you're buying, 2 or 3 a year. You could save a bunch by playing unlimited games with GameFly. It's a great deal.
I'm sure Switch games are coming around the corner too for
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, once Switch gets some more games.
yeah. Not like
Yeah,
6.
But yeah, GameFly is up to date with all the new releases. They ship directly to your door with a pre-addressed envelope for easy return. No contracts, cancel anytime. And they got 2 plans. You could do a 1-disc plan for $15.95 a month or a 2-disc plan for $22.95 a month in case you want 2 games out at a time. Again, you go to gameflyoffer.com/awesome for your free premium 30-day trial. Thank you, GameFly.
Yeah, thanks, GameFly. So this show is also brought to you by BarkBox.com, as per usual. Get 1 free extra month of BarkBox at getbarkbox.com/awesome. I'll repeat that, getbarkbox.com/awesome. Some awesome benefits of BarkBox.com. Every month, BarkBox Paw picks all the best in natural treats and innovative toys to match your dog's unique needs. BarkBox is a great way to try and find a variety of treats from toys from local and small businesses. Each monthly box is themed. You got a country fair, Pooh York City, Brooklyn hipster, all that cool stuff. Free shipping on any BarkBox within the continental U.S. So that's anywhere from Washington to New Mexico to Florida to New Jersey, where we live. Free continental shipping. That's awesome. If your dog does not like something in the box, we'll send you something they'll love for free because we're all about dogs. When your dog falls in love with something from the box, you can easily find it on barkshop.com or by app or by texting them. So if the dog really loves something and you want to rebuy it instead of sticking to the theme, you just buy that toy. I think that's pretty gnarly, especially if you're a dog lover out there. And most importantly, all edibles are made in the USA and Canada, and 100% of our products are tested on animals, their own animals, I might add. So, to finish off, just to let you know, to receive 1 month free to getbarkbox.com/awesome. I just screwed that up. But anyway, I'll just carry on. It's fine.
Don't be mad, BarkBox.
Sorry, BarkBox. If you want your free month trial, you go to getbarkbox.com/awesome. All right.
Thank you, BarkBox and GameFly. Now, Connor, would you like to introduce a special guest?
I think he should introduce himself. He's an Awesome Sunday Show regular. I think this is about his third or fourth time. I don't remember because I'm a bad friend. Before
No,
you say
it's
that.
definitely up there.
Yeah.
Guys, it's Chris, and I'm back. Love this. Love Awesome Sunday Show.
And we
Shout
love
out
you.
to BarkBox and shout out to GameFly for the sponsors. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Thank
We
you.
do appreciate
We
you.
appreciate you. Everybody loves little ass.
Ooh.
Love that ass.
Ass is coming all shapes and sizes, and
Some are awesome. Some are
we got a little ass, but one day our ass is gonna be huge.
slow and steady.
See what I did there?
Yeah,
I see what you did.
I get it.
You started
I get it.
petite, but you about to get pog.
Yeah, like Sir Mix-a-Lot's gonna be looking at us.
Peach
Oh
emoji.
yeah.
Remember that song? I like big butts.
I think everybody knows that song.
Everybody knows.
How
that
how
song.
can you forget that?
But
song?
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not a huge fan of the Nicki Minaj cover or whatever. Anaconda. But that music video is incredible.
I wonder why you
Well,
enjoy the music
no,
video.
it's it's
But it's
shot
set,
incredibly
yeah.
well.
Uh-huh.
The lighting is perfect.
Uh-huh.
The scenery is fantastic, and there's some ass.
Yeah, there is.
My anaconda.
All right, let's not give
Anaconda
Nicki
don't.
Minaj any credit. Anyway, so yes, like we mentioned before, we saw Get Out tonight. Chris, was this your first or second time?
This was my second time.
Okay,
Both
so
with
I'm
Connor.
the newbie on that
Both
one.
with Connor. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised. I thought you did see it already.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about it, reviewing it. This is gonna be a spoiler episode, but
Yes. Spoiler.
Connor is writing a spoiler-free review for our website, awesomesundayshow.com.
Yeah, they'll be released in the same day. So I'm guessing this is going up tomorrow, right, Pat?
Correct.
All right. Yeah. So this podcast will be released tomorrow, which is Wednesday, March 8th. And also, if you haven't seen the movie yet, I mean, I don't know why you haven't yet. It's already made like $81 million at the box office, you said before?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly, especially on like a $4.3 million budget. I think it's around there. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, if you're like, I don't want to be spoiled, I will have a spoiler-free review up. So that'll be going around probably around like 7 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. So
Go see this movie.
or today,
You haven't.
technically,
Go,
because
yes, go see
yeah.
it. Second time, just as good as the first. I'll tell you that much.
Anyway, so this is your last chance to avoid any spoilers. So I suggest you stop now, go see the movie, then come back and listen to this.
Yes, hit that.
It's an
pause
excellent
button.
movie. In case you want to know how we feel about it,
Mm.
definitely go see it. Now, this is your last chance. And spoilers. So this movie was fucking great.
Oh yeah, it was incredible.
Outstanding.
And I got to give a lot of credit to Jordan Peele. This was his directorial debut, and Jordan Peele comes from Key and Peele and Mad TV and from Keanu and just comedies, and he comes out and writes this awesome horror movie
Yeah.
and directs it. And I thought, this is a stellar debut.
Yeah, this is a first time director, and he's obviously he's written movies before, but there's a huge process between directors and writers, and a lot of stuff can change. A director can feel a certain way, and whatever you wrote down might not work, and to have a writer and a director in control, and it's your first time directing. And like, there's little throughout this whole movie, there's little like notes and keys and little nuances and stuff and in jokes and foreshadowing, and all that stuff is not easy to pull off for a well-versed and well-trained and experienced director.
Mm-hmm.
First-time director to nail all this. Like, I'm sure he's had help. Movies are not just one-man show. It's a collaborative effort among minds and intelligent people working together. Well, sometimes intelligent. But just to nail it, man, he got it. It's a 99% of Rotten Tomatoes, and it's earned.
Yeah, that one review, I read it, and it was It was bullshit, man.
Was it a bad? It was probably full.
It was just because of because white people were the villains, really.
of course,
And like if you can't handle a movie about white people being bad in it, then you're just a fucking asshole.
yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about ignorant.
Yeah, seriously, you
ignorant.
can't take
You
white
can't
people
take
being
it,
bad
yeah.
for a movie.
I heard about the
A
people that
single
lost
movie.
their minds when in Star Wars last year. the protagonist happened to be black.
Oh yeah,
How about that?
And it happens all the time. Like it's just
Lost their minds.
and for the most part, on the response that I've seen on social media for this, it's almost overwhelmingly positive. Just like the reviews have been coming in, but I did see some people being pissy about it because white people are the villain in it. Big fucking deal. How many movies are black people the villain in, or any other sort of ethnicity?
Yeah, like I don't. It doesn't matter really. Like I don't
Yeah.
care. Like
White people
yes,
can be bad.
There's a lot of.
shit.
There's obviously a lot of racial tension in this movie, but black people can be bad. White people can be bad. It's just that's how the writer chose to write the movie and entertain you. If you're not entertained, then that's obviously like you're right. That doesn't make you right or wrong. But like if you're choosing not to be entertained, or if you are just naturally not entertained because the villains are white, then wow.
Right. And the people that are complaining about the villains being white and that are upset about it are the same people that call anyone who gets upset or offended about anything any other sort of thing, snowflakes. But if you're getting if you're complaining about this because it's anti-white, guess what?
It's really shitty, but that's a funny name.
You're a fucking snowflake. It's the dumbest name, and people are pathetic for using it or acting like it.
It's
but,
coined. The
it's
fact
the
that
fact-
it's a
the fact
coined
that-
term.
Yeah.
The fact
But
that
you are a snowflake.
The fact that snowflake is an insult is just funny. I'm
know.
sorry. Like,
Yeah.
you fucking snowflake.
Yeah. So if you couldn't handle
I don't know why. That's just such
Yeah.
a dumb fucking name.
Yeah, if you couldn't handle that, well, guess what? You are, you just suck. But anyway, I mean, the movie is a social commentary.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
well
absolutely.
acknowledged, and it was done really well. It's not like, hey, all white people are evil. It's this little community is evil. Big
Yes.
deal.
Yeah.
And it's the
But
most
it was
subtle,
really-
subtle tension throughout
Yeah.
the entire, like racial tension throughout
Right.
the entire movie.
Right.
Well, also too, what I really liked it is like it wasn't such a typical like black people are less or black people are evil, reefer madness. Like it actually was
not.
it was quite the opposite. They like
Yeah.
overly admired black people,
Right.
Yes.
to a like a scary and weird degree. So it was like
Obsessive.
yeah, it was obsessive. It was
Right.
racism, but like not like in a fashion that you
Right.
think.
They were like, they were trying to seem cool in front of them, but were like praising like.
the pendulum has
Yeah,
like,
the one.
swung.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
character goes. White people. What being white used to be cool was the
Oh,
color,
fair-skinned.
but now, fair skinned. But now, black is in fashion. The pendulum has swung to that. Then they
Well,
talked
thanks,
about,
Dad.
Rose's brother, like with your genetic prowess and your abilities and stuff, like you'd be great for this, and that's used several times. You even see.
And he looks at him like he's like, "Oh, you're a piece of meat." Like, I
Yeah,
want
exactly.
That. Like, it's
and
so
the,
weird.
The one when Rose is introducing him to the one woman that's in the kitchen.
oh yeah, that's awkward.
She just is like, "Oh, he's handsome." Is it true what they say? Implying about penis size, and then she goes up and just feels his bicep like out of nowhere. And
I
it's
hate
just-
when that happens to me at a party.
Yeah, that's never
All-
happened to you
all the
before.
time, Connor, all the
It's
time.
it has happened, and it's just you sitting there in the corner doing it yourself,
crying.
Oh.
But Rose's dad is trying to impress him. My man.
It's like they wanted to
He's
dine
like,
him, almost. It's not even. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like I would have voted for Obama a third time
Oh yeah.
if I could have.
How about the golf guys? Like, I know Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger's a great guy.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
come on.
And it's like he not only is like I know Tiger, the wife looks at him and goes, he knows Tiger.
Yeah.
Just to end I hate when people do that in general. Like, yo, I just fucking heard your husband and or a wife. Like, don't
Yeah.
fucking repeat what they just said. Like, so the fact that scene was great because Jordan Peele not only made them seem weird, but he made them seem annoying, and it just and it was the little things yeah, he knows Tiger. Yeah, we just heard you. And they were so annoying, but this movie is so entertainingly uncomfortable.
Yes.
That's the best way I can really describe it.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of the especially at the party, obviously, it was cringy, but not in a oh, it's so bad it's cringy.
Yeah.
It's more like You're supposed to feel awkward like Chris did in the movie.
Yes, like,
Yeah.
like the uncomfortable laughs he does every time they ask him a question or say something.
Yeah.
It's like just completely like no normal person would ever bring that up in conversation
Right.
anywhere. And the fact that he's happens to be the only black guy in the situation that they're asking questions about, and the uncomfortable laughs and the looks and the nervousness, like as the audience, like I mean, I'll say it, I felt uncomfortable for him. That's how
Yeah,
well it was
exactly.
done.
Yeah, well, I mean, imagine being the only black guy and just a party
only
full of
one
white
that-
people.
Well, yeah, but like it's just it was so well done. Again, I started feeling uncomfortable. I was like, dude, this is like
Right. And
like-
the only one that talked to him normally was the art dealer.
Besides his girlfriend.
Oh,
But
well,
she was-
besides his
yeah.
girlfriend, but-
what is his name? The actor, I forget.
He's in everything.
He is my favorite. Whenever I see him on screen,
Stephen Root.
my God, that was my favorite character
Yeah,
in the smallest role.
he was Milton in Office Space. He was
Yes.
in Dodgeball. He was the pathetic guy
Yep.
who was married to the Asian woman who
He's
just
like-
treated him like shit.
L for
Yeah.
love, L for love. It's like fucking L on her forehead for a loser.
Dude, he knocked this role out of the park. And again, I don't know why I loved it, but he was particularly my favorite character. And I love the fact that he even played like the role of like they're like because he was blind, right? I don't think he even gave a crap about color. And he even said it in the movie.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about his character, because his character's like, they're all ignorant. He's like, it doesn't matter who they're going to get. They're going to get somebody.
Right.
He's like, I don't personally care. It was just so cool how he just, I don't know, man.
Yeah, he really was
You know what I'm
only
trying to say,
seeking
though?
somebody to get their vision.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
he doesn't care. Yeah, he wasn't a racist.
Like you could tell he's like, yeah, you know what, those guys are crazy. Obviously they don't really have something against black people or they're obsessed with black people. He's like, I don't care. I
Yeah.
really don't care. And it's cool because he just happens to be blind too, so it goes hand in hand
Right.
with he can't really discriminate.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have given a shit if Chris was, 2 feet tall or 10
Asian
feet
or
tall or
Hispanic or-
overweight or anything. He just wanted his eyes.
Yeah.
And the fact that Chris had a great eye for photography just sealed the
Yeah.
deal for him.
Mm-hmm. That I like that. Like that they kind of exploited it. It was like a double hit. Like the guy really didn't care, and also the fact that he just happened to be blind. I think that was
Right.
really cool. And obviously you could tell just the way he was in general. He wasn't like them.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he sure was part of their cult, but I don't think he was like-minded like them, which
Right. Yeah, and I mean,
great. I love the character. I'm sorry.
no, he was great. I mean, he was
Minor role. I mean,
was a minor role, but still was important because
Pinnacle.
he almost became Chris, almost took over him.
Mhm.
But the movie, the acting in this was very, very well done.
yeah, whatchamacallit? The father, I don't.
Bradley
name-
Whitford.
Yeah, he's in in the old
Yes.
Adam Sandler movies.
yes.
Yeah, he was Eric in Billy Madison. He's been in a lot of stuff too. He was on The West Wing, Studio 60, Mentalist. I think he was one of the. Let me just double check. One of the guys in Cabin in the Woods. He was one of the conductors in Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. But yeah, he was great. I mean, everybody really was, including Daniel Kaluuya, I think is how you say his name. I'm not sure if that's. I might have mispronounced his name.
That's the brother.
But
Probably.
no, that was Chris.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
main actor.
Yeah. I'm getting confused.
If you watch Black Mirror, he's the one that's in 15 Million Merits, which you should watch that show. Allison Williams is great, and I don't like the show Girls at all. I think it sucks, but
She's beautiful. Just throwing it out there.
Leland Dunham's your friend.
no.
No,
God,
that
no.
is Zupan's friend.
Yeah, definitely Zupan's friend. But she was good in it, and I mean, I haven't really seen her in much. I've seen her pop up in other shows here and there, but not much. But I thought she was really good, and she convinced me for a while that she was unaware of what was going
Yeah.
on, even
Yep.
though at one point, before it was revealed that she was in on it, I was like, all right, no, this is definitely suspicious, because when they show you the pictures, that when he finds the pictures of her with the her other black boyfriends, and then the black girlfriend who ends up being the maid in it, actually, and the groundskeeper were her previous relationships. That was made to see oh, maybe she was hypnotized to forget all those.
Yeah. No, 100%.
which I think was trying to throw you off the scent that she was actually in on it the whole time.
Yeah, so I will definitely second on that one because I think I even said it to you after we saw it the first time when I was like, holy hell, the mom hypnotized the daughter so she can draw all these people in.
Right.
And
And
I thought
I'm thinking-
the son was almost. I thought the son wasn't in on it either at
No.
one point
Dude.
because he was just so like high strung and like
Drunk.
and drunk. I was like he's not trustworthy, but like all of them are in.
I
on it.
knew he was gonna be like bad because he just is he has a
I mean, he was
physical
immediately
appearance of a
douchebag.
psycho.
Yeah, he definitely
he-
did look like a psycho for
Like
sure.
you're looking at this guy, you're like, dude, he's disheveled. He's got this crazy like million-yard stare where he's gonna look through you.
He looks
and he's
really
like, talking
strung
about
out.
like jiu-jitsu and fighting people and genetic makeups and stuff. And I'm like, dude, this guy's a psycho. He's in on something.
Yeah, I mean, he seems strung out on like cocaine or something or whatever. Like that's the vibe I was getting from him. Turns out he's just a
Yeah.
douchebag. Like,
I will
evil.
say this though, out of the like just real quick.
Yeah.
Before I even saw the movie, the trailer gave away nothing.
Right.
Zero.
I think the trailer was
I have
done
seen
very, very
trailers
well.
where you're sitting there and you're watching the trailer, and then you watch like a second trailer and a third trailer or whatever, and you rewatch the trailer, and you're like, dude, I kind of understand the concept of this movie. You kind of start plotting in your head, like, all right, this is probably gonna happen. This might happen. This trailer gave away absolutely nothing. Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. And I was like, this is
And
genius.
that's pretty rare for
Yes.
that to
Yes.
happen. I mean, especially over the past few years, we've seen trailers completely
Yes.
just spoil everything.
Exactly. Especially with the girlfriend and her role in it.
Yeah.
Especially
Right.
on the stairway, you're like, dude, maybe she's like trying to help him escape.
Mhm.
And then that sick little twisted smile, and I'm like, oh,
Right.
shit's going bad.
And then
real
just her
quick.
instant change was really well done. Like
Yeah.
as she's sitting on the stairs, she's really sharp, and then boom, she's calm and like,
Yep.
like it's just like you're fucked. Which I got to give a lot of credit to Jordan Peele for writing this. I think that he made you believe like some of the answers were going to be obvious. Like he led you to believe that it's going to be like this, it's going to be like this, and then boom, he flipped it on you, and he led you one way and twisted it on you, but did it in a really good way. He didn't pull M. Night Shyamalan ding dong on it.
Connor's favorite director.
But Connor loves
You
Split.
like Split. You actually.
I will sit here. You're so glad I wasn't on the show for a Split review because
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I would have fought the two of you physically.
That movie sucked.
No, we didn't. Dude, you suck. You didn't
But-
understand it, Connor.
But I thought
You
each
must have hypertension, diabetes, and your split disease.
Yeah. Okay. That's so fucking stupid. And like the fact that she could seriously convey like those lines to like.
Stop, dude. All right, we gotta get back to the situation.
And you only see like 5 personalities.
All
All
right,
right,
stop.
23. All right. Sorry.
but I thought like all the little twists and turns with it, and like the deception that he used in it, just like Chris was deceived, you were deceived,
Yes.
and led along a certain way. And I thought it was really smart how each of those times he did it really very well.
Yes. I think the clincher for me was the lake scene, followed up by that scene, the stairway scene, where they're like, now you finally see the family as who they really are, with nothing in the way, no masks, no fakeness, nothing. Like, you go from the lake scene, which is like his most vulnerable scene, Chris's most vulnerable scene, talking about his mother, and like, oh, you know what, he's got his girlfriend back now, and they're gonna leave, they're gonna get away, and you think, holy shit, they're gonna get away, like, what's gonna happen?
Right.
And then it cues right to that scene, and you're like, holy hell, what a turn. The whole
Yeah.
family's in on it now. Not just
Right.
you might think the brother, or you might think it might be the mom, but it's like, damn, dude, that's a flip.
Yeah.
And I didn't see
literally
it
all
coming.
those people are in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing that I really am curious about when he found the picture, it almost seemed like somebody was leading him to find the pictures. I don't know if it was just a coincidence that the door was open or somebody wanted him to find those pictures. And if that's the case, I wonder if it was the maid or the groundskeeper, that what was left of the original person in there, like fighting to get him to
Yeah.
figure out the truth or not.
That's what I got from it. Is I think it was on purpose. It was it was way too obvious. Why was the door always open? You know?
Right.
Especially because like throughout the movie, like when they're in the room together, the door is always closed. Like the door to enter the room. So like, why would that door weirdly be open? Because why would she want Chris to find?
Yeah,
those
she wouldn't
pictures?
want that.
Yeah, and like she obviously kept them because she hung them up on the wall when she's eating the cereal, which is another really great, another really great scene. And I'll explain why in a second. But so I think it was the maid.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere down and deep in her subconscious. What was left of the original person was able to, take over for a little bit
Yeah.
to try and lead him into like make him aware of like what happened to her, and make him think whether she was hypnotized, and the audience whether she was hypnotized to forget those things or if she just was doing it and just hiding it.
Because you get a sense of her humanity when she starts crying when she explains why she unplugged the phone.
Right. Well, and the fact that he felt uncomfortable around white people
Yeah.
is like what really made her start crying.
Yeah. Going back to the scene where he like finds the pictures, and like later on back in her room, she has those pictures hung up behind her when she's sitting on the bed.
I didn't see them.
I
was so focused on the cereal and the milk separation.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, is like there's a lot of little subtle things in this movie, and if you're like a cinephile like we are, like you eat the shit up literally because she was eating Fruit Loops. There's a scene where she has a glass of milk with a spoon in it, which is weird.
A straw.
Oh, it was a straw?
It was a straw.
Oh, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. I thought there was a spoon. I would keep thinking in the tea or the hypnotism.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so with the straws, that's still weird. She's like 26. Why are you drinking with a straw for?
There's a reason for it. Well, yeah, I mean the fact that she used a straw, but
Yeah.
there was a reason that there was no mix. Yeah.
Oh, I know, yeah, because you're mixing. You don't want to mix the colors with the white.
Exactly. Which was just like a subtle thing, like showing that they were racist. I mean, there was a lot of subtle things, and I'm not going to give credit to this website because 99.9% of the garbage that they release, stuff that they release is garbage. But they released this one thing. It was 22, potential hidden messages or things in Get Out that like, you probably didn't pick up on the first time, or even I don't know if you guys pick up on this on the second time, but at the beginning, when the officer is asking for Chris's ID. And Rose is like, no, this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And you think it's because she was trying to stick up for him, because a white cop was questioning a black man for his ID for, whatever purpose. It's really because she didn't want a paper trail.
Yep.
She didn't want his identity known in case, he was reported missing. And then the cop could have been like, oh, yeah, I pulled up when I was responding to this deer, whatever, which was smart. And
that cop was just doing his job.
Right. He was not, as far as we know, he wasn't in on it. He was just, And he may have been doing it for.
That's actually pretty huge. That's
yeah.
That's
he may have
very
been doing
witty.
it for racial purposes, or he may not have.
It
doesn't matter.
That's
but
very witty.
Yeah.
But she turned it racist, which puts him in the limelight, and he's like, "Oh shit, what am I gonna do?"
Right.
Yeah,
she was trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm not standing up for any sort of racial bullshit.
Dude, she's a psycho.
Yeah, but that was such a clever scene.
Right. And then going for the deer, it brings up, it's the first introduction to the hit and run theme. So we find out his mom was the victim of a hit and run.
Man.
The deer was a victim of hit and run.
I've seen this twice, and I didn't pick it up on it.
Chris, when he went to go check on the deer, showed empathy. Rose didn't give a shit. She wanted to leave it behind. She didn't give a shit about the deer. Chris went over to see if it was okay or if it was dead or whatever. And he actually showed compassion, and that's like shows Rose's true character. I don't know. I mean, I don't know any person, especially any woman, that would have a hurt animal and then like not be upset about it.
Yeah, she wasn't upset about it at all. My favorite, and Wilbank pointed this out in a text message. My favorite thing, was when they bring up the 1936 Olympics, and I hate fucking up names, but it's Hitler had like the
Jesse Owens.
Yeah, Jesse Owens. Hitler had like the Aryan, like all whites, like perfect race, like running in the Olympics, and a black guy, Jesse Owens, won the gold.
Yeah, won the gold in the Berlin Olympics.
Yeah, but what happened? But they write in the movie at the story is that the grandfather was beat out by Jesse Owens to go into the Olympics.
Yes, the final of the qualifiers.
Yeah. And he's like, he never really got over it. But then you find out the grandfather is the groundskeeper now because he took over the body. So that scene in the trailer where the black guy is running at Chris, like full speed charging, it's not because he's running after him. He's just trying to beat his time. Like he's just training for. I thought that was so cool. I don't know.
Right. It's it's something subtle that is you don't realize it until you think about it or somebody points it out to you. I mean, there was like really a lot of things like that. Like when the father kept saying how much he hates deers and bucks. I didn't know this, but black buck was a racist slur in like the Reconstruction of America for black men who refused to bow to white authority. So he's saying he hates, black men who don't obey, the white master or something. Like there were so many subtle things in this movie that you really don't pick up on that is like really interesting. Like when Georgina, the maid, spills the iced tea, like overfills his glass, it's because the mom clinked her spoon against the glass and that kicked back in the hypnosis.
Yes, that's right.
So it took her out of it for a second.
Yeah.
That's right, because they were talking about cigarettes, and she clinked the glass, and she's just happened to be standing there.
And as we know, her method of using the hypnosis is how she was able to, get control of any of the, black people that came to their house and subdue them in order to do, I guess they really just replaced almost all of the entirety of the people they captured the brains with whoever wanted to be inside that brain.
Well, it was
It's like a
crazy
transplant
too.
almost.
Yeah.
And like the most unsubtle part of the of their racism is when they're selling Chris and they're like, let's play a game of bingo, and like they're hiding it like bingo, but there's a picture of
they
Chris.
had the bingo cards filled out as if, like, I guess in a case of a cover, like he were to show up while they were still doing that.
Right.
Somebody would always have bingo.
But you also noticed everybody's color is different on the board too. Everybody had a unique color, unique line they picked, unique. So that's pretty. I guess you'd say,
and
it's been going.
You were going to say like it was like a slave auction.
It was a slave. It was a slave auction.
It was a slave auction.
Yeah. Which of course we know the blind guy won. In front of the house, there's Omega symbols, and Omega is the last letter of the Greek alphabet, which may represent the end for Chris. Like his life was going to end.
Oh
there.
wow, yeah.
And then when Dean, the father, they hired Georgina and Walter, the maid and groundskeeper, to care for her parents. When they died, I couldn't bear to let them go. When his parents died, and that's because his parents wanted the bodies for them. So obviously they're not going to let him go. I mean, not that they wouldn't have let them go anyway, whether they did hire him, even though they were victims of Rose. So they kept them and then still used them to, actually put them to work and everything. Surprisingly,
Yeah, that's kind of
unless
funny,
it was
actually, yeah.
unless they weren't when Chris was not around or before or after, like they were just normal.
Makes you think, actually, now you're talking about it.
Yeah. And then when Chris sees Georgina the maid fixing her bangs in the window, it's to hide her scar. And then Walter's always wearing a hat. So was the dude Logan, who we found out was Andre.
Dude, that's right.
They were
Andre
all
Hayworth.
where the scars would be.
Yeah, that was that was awesome, and like I kind of wish I saw Andre's scar on the top of his head, but what I really liked too was like the Flash like taking them out because
Right.
yeah, and there were such like little great things because like one thing in horror movies is like people you just naturally do this. You always like second guess or you always like, well, why didn't they just do this? Well, one, because it's a movie. Two, because you didn't write it. But three, here we go. Explanation is like everything was almost kind of pre-explained. So Chris didn't drive. So there's really no way for him to just get out, like to really just drive away because his girlfriend drove, so she has the keys. So he naturally is just not going to have a set of keys on him.
Right.
So he couldn't just leave whenever he wanted to. And like, if you're calling an Uber, good luck. They're out in the middle of nowhere. They're secluded.
Plus his phone was always dead because they kept taking it out of the charger.
Yeah. But I really, and like the fact that he was a photographer, so they obviously never really experienced like a black man that had the eye for photography going there, because who else would take just random pictures of everything? So that was something that just they didn't expect or didn't really know at all. So when he accidentally has the flash on his phone, his Windows phone,
yeah, there's windows all over the place on that. I don't.
It just was it was so neat because it all made sense. It's like I never once like I'm sure maybe there's some little plot hole here and there that someone might be able to point out, but like I never picked up on anything where I was like, oh, that's stupid, or that doesn't make sense. It's like, oh, wait, that makes sense because this works this
Right.
way.
And then, when he was about to get killed by the groundskeeper's body, the grandfather in there, he thought back of what happened when he used the flash on Andre and did that to the groundskeeper, which woke him up for a second, I guess, like brought back out the original person's brain in there so that he shot Rose. And then, of course, shot himself because he probably, I guess that's how like they severed the connection between whose brain was put in there, whose consciousness was in there, and brought back the original. Yeah. So it was really smart of him to do that, in his last second as he's about to get killed. I thought that was really smart, a nice callback to what happened, and shows that he was picking up on things, especially like when the brother was putting him in a chokehold when Chris kept trying to open the door and he had the letter opener in it. Which when the mom stabbed him through the hand with the letter opener, he did not react at all. That was badass.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, I was fucking impressed by that.
Because I would have yelled. I would have been like, ah!
Anybody would have.
Yeah.
I don't understand how he didn't, but
You probably would have cried.
I would have cried. Are you saying you wouldn't have cried?
No.
He still may have been messed up in the head still.
Yeah.
But
when he kept trying to open the door, and every time he did that, the brother put his leg up to kick the door closed. So eventually he timed it right, and he got it. So the brother kicked the door open, and then he stabbed him in the leg.
Yeah.
So it showed like he was picking up on different things and like really thinking it out.
I fucking hated that brother character so much.
He's a douchebag.
He was actually Banshee in X-Men First Class, the dumbest mutant ever.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, Banshee sucks.
Yeah. Hey, let me just scream really loud.
Another detail, everyone at the party was wearing some form of red, whether in their dress, their pants, tie, the little handkerchiefs in the pockets and stuff. So I thought but Chris was wearing blue, which I thought was interesting. It could be a reference to political parties or just show that they were all in the same mindset. Like, it was a cult, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a society.
Yeah. It was like a secret evil society.
It was based on what was the name of the society they say in the movie? It's
the Coagula.
The Coagula.
Yeah, the Coagula.
Yeah. And then you see like a butterfly like coming
Behold,
out.
the Coagula.
Yeah. Another thing, picking up, on how Black struggles, when Chris is ripping the stuffing out of the chair.
Oh, the cotton.
Yeah, he's literally picking cotton, but he put it to use because he was able to.
Well, it's ironic because they were, slaves for so long. And like what they mainly cultivated is what saved his life.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, a lot of racists will still say go back, go pick cotton or whatever. But I guess it's interesting, and I thought it was like a subtle thing that you may not really think. I didn't think of it at first. I just thought he did something really smart.
Yeah, I didn't think about it at first. I think somebody mentioned after the first one, just happened to be a black guy picking cotton.
When we walked out of the movies when it was me, you, and Phil should be fucking here right now.
Yeah, good job, Phil.
You a bitch, Phil? Not really.
Fuck Phil. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Phil. But yeah, I looked at you guys and I was like, dude, he picked cotton to save his life. That's just so. That was witty.
Mm-hmm.
Very witty.
While Chris is being forced to watch the video, it keeps saying, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste," which was the slogan for the United Negro College Fund, which I thought was another smart reference. I mean, there was really a lot of smart references that, were definitely placed in there intentionally, or, were just really good coincidences that lined up perfectly.
Yeah.
But I think that they were probably intentional because Jordan Peele is a huge cinephile. Dude loves movies, loves TV shows. Actually, I recommend checking out. He did an episode of the Nerdist podcast recently where he was talking about.
Episode.
Yeah, it was a really great episode where he talks about all of his influences for this, and I mean everything he's done, but especially like the parts I thought about Get Out were really interesting. His influences for it, what he wanted to accomplish, all his thoughts on it. And Jordan Peele, I doubt many people know this, but he's half white. He's mixed race. He's half black, half white. So he even says in the interview, and he said this before, like he has an interesting perspective, especially in today's culture. Like he can see things from both sides, or he's plays into one part or the other or anything. So he has influences of both sides, and he really wanted to represent that in this movie. Aside from addressing, what's happening in today's society.
Right. but also kind of flipping like views on today's society, like upside down.
Yeah,
like we mentioned with the cop before.
Right. I mean, he did bring a lot of commentary into this, and I thought it was very, very well done. The movie itself was just extremely well done. Excellent screenplay. The cinematography was great. The direction, the acting was great. The pacing was excellent, especially the pacing of the camera in certain scenes where it would really adjust and move forward or slide away or to the different actors. And the way that, you'd see the landscapes in it and the perspectives, I thought was really, really well done.
Can we talk about obviously the funniest character in the movie, the TSA agent Rod, his best friend?
Dude, hands on.
Dude, Rod
absolutely
Williams
hilarious.
was awesome.
What a great little, I guess you'd say, comedic relief to it.
Oh yeah, he was the comedic relief.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, dude, I loved every second he was on screen.
He was hilarious.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what?
some of the stuff you'd be like, why is he even saying that?
Yeah, he's
The
just
sex slave, like what? All of a sudden, white people are now harvesters for sex slaves.
Everybody has that friend though.
Oh yeah.
Like where they're just he's not dumb, but like no one really listens to him because he's just like whacked out.
Yeah.
But he's
He's
like,
he
ridiculous.
just, he's a little outrageous in a way. But yeah, oh my God, he was hysterical. And you know
he's
what?
great.
For being a horror movie, I'm glad that Jordan brought in his comedic side into it too, because the comedy in this movie was just as great as the horror aspect.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
what was great too is like the comedy. There's not that much comedy in the movie, but when it's there, it hits hard.
Yeah.
And the comedy in this movie is better than most comedies that have been coming out.
Right,
You know, it's but it is a horror movie. Don't mistake it for a horror comedy like Evil Dead or
Nope.
It's first
Nope.
and foremost a
it is a horror
horror
movie.
movie.
It is
But the
absolutely a
comedic
horror movie.
relief portion is on point.
Right. And it's
which I
not-
thought was
So that's
like,
why that's
which
like
I thought was a
portion.
great breakup from the tension of the movie.
like one movie that did it so wrong was Halloween Resurrection with Busta Rhymes. Like Busta Rhymes was supposed to be the comedic relief amongst
yeah, I mean it was done terribly, but it was so bad that it's funny.
yeah, yeah, but
But
see,
it wasn't supposed to be like that.
it wasn't supposed to be like that. Like this movie does it right. It's you're like as I said before, and you're uncomfortably entertained or entertainingly uncomfortable, and then you're just like sitting there like you're just like, oh, this is so awkward. Like what's going on? And like you're kind of cringing, and then like fucking Rodney just starts talking. you kind of like let loose a little bit. Like it's a nice little break from the tension that builds up constantly within the movie.
I know, especially the scene where Rose answers the phone and he's like, when he puts her on mute, he's like, "Oh, I know this bitch is crazy. I'm gonna record you, bitch." Blah blah.
Yeah.
And then and then when he hangs up, she's like, "Oh my God, that bitch is a genius. This is ridiculous."
Yeah.
I thought it was just so funny. The guy was great. And then when he goes to the police station to report
Oh man.
Chris is missing, and all three detectives just come in, listen to it like real intently, and they just laugh at him. He's like, "What the fuck?" Like he's trying to be so serious, and then at the end, where he comes and like
Yes.
rescues Chris, he goes, "From the motherfucking TSA, we handled shit. Consider this situation handled."
Yeah.
That
dude.
was a great
and he's
line.
just like, "I told you not to go there."
Yeah, like the best. Like this guy just got done literally saving his own life, right?
Worst
literally,
experience you
and
could
watch
ever have.
and killed
And
multiple
his-
people and just watched all these people die.
and his friend just sits there and says, "I told you not to go to the house."
All right, so we talked about the movie a lot. And-
One thing I forgot to say, I loved the score in this movie.
oh yeah, well, so you do about it.
Misa.
Siki Misa.
Oh, what a wacky song.
Driving home, I just kept whispering that.
I think that the score was phenomenal. It really built on it's what really gave the scenes. It amplified the tension.
Well, after the Siki Misa song, when they show the title, but then you see his girlfriend like buying donuts.
Oh,
and
like
coffee.
the apartment scene, the opening credits
Yeah,
almost.
that song.
What a
I
great
was,
song.
I was listening to the lyrics, and I couldn't really get everything, but I heard multiple times "Stay woke" in the lyrics,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny because he's oblivious.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that they chose music that actually contributed to the problems of like what was going on. It fit like the stay woke because
Yes.
he was being hypnotized and he was losing
Yes.
his mind. And then the songs that they included, but I think the score, and I think that this is something that happened with the following, or It Follows. I mean, sorry, that the score really is what amplified the tension
Yeah.
of these movies.
Oh yeah.
'Cause,
Oh yeah.
like sound mixing, sound design, sound editing is, I think, more crucial in like besides like war movies, I guess, and like you see that in Hacksaw Ridge. It's imperative, especially with horror films, because things have to be on cue, things have to be
Right.
on key. Sound has to make sense. Because
It's almost like another character
It has
in
to
a way.
it has to assist the movie.
I couldn't
Yeah.
say anything better than that. Sound is like another character in horror
Yes.
films, and sometimes the lack of sound, just like a lack of character, is better. And like the parts where there was a lack of sound, the build up to like the
Oh god.
was,
yeah.
like, just,
that
like,
one
was-
scene when
yeah.
she walks past real quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the second time. I'm like, I looked at Connor. I'm like, Connor,
I actually
you got
jumped
me again. Dude.
farther. I jumped higher the second time.
I forgot it was
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the music itself not only added to the tension, but it also did scare you. Like just
Yeah.
the sound, the score itself did instead of actions that happened on screen. And you know, a lot of horror movies just don't have good scores or memorable scores or anything like Halloween does. Obviously Friday 13th used
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist, The Thing, the John Carpenter version.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that movie.
Have really great scores
know-
that
I know
amplify
you-
the movie.
The last time you came on, I know you guys hate this movie, but Phantasm had a really good score. Like that's something that you can't deny.
To be honest, I was too focused on how much that movie sucked to
Never saw it.
to enjoy the score.
I wish Damien was here.
Never saw.
And I
It
would-
really
Phantasm.
sucks. Don't ever. Phantasm is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Phantasm is excellent. It's a great movie. But anyway, going back
He's a dirty
to
liar.
a movie we can all agree on. Yeah, the score was excellent. Horror movies have kind of had somewhat of a renaissance the past couple years. Really.
Well,
Coming back slowly.
there
coming
have
back.
been a lot of
Split.
diamonds in the rough in there, but there's also a whole ton of schlock.
Yeah, but that's
but the ones that have been
always been the case.
but the ones that have been good have been really good.
Like you got to remember too, like, well, not you got to remember because we weren't born, so you have to kind of look. Is I subscribe to Shudder, which is amazing, and I watch probably a couple movies a month on there. It's $5 a month, so it's like $2.50 a movie. But like, there's always just been shit that's come out in the horror
Oh yeah,
genre.
I mean,
There's-
it's more than just horror. I mean, obviously, a whole ton of shitty
There-
movies come out in every.
they have a
genre every
subcategory
year.
of bloodsuckers, and like there might be like 3 good vampire movies in there. One of them was nude vampires in
Twilight.
Paris. Like there's just a bunch of shit, and like I watched nude vampires in Paris. The
You
nude
just wanted to see naked vampires.
dude, it was awesome. But what should we call it? Like, but anyway, like you're always gonna have shitty horror movies.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
mean it's inevitable, but you're right. Over
The-
the last several years, the ones that have come out and have been good have been really good
yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. And I think there's way more good come out, and even some of the indie ones. Have you guys watched The Monster yet?
No, not
No,
yet.
It's kind of a low budget movie, and it's heavily flawed in some areas, but like what they get right, and for what they worked with, you know, you can
Yeah.
appreciate what they did, and like there's just this love for the genre, and like I think they're just finally giving people what they want instead of
right?
just
Like the
you know.
Bye Bye Man, brilliant.
I have
I'm
not
kidding.
seen that.
I haven't seen it either.
I will say this though. I'm sorry to try to sidetrack you guys.
No,
but
no, no.
For Jordan Peele's first directing movie,
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's got a lot to live up to now. Got a lot to live up
I mean,
to.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
Honestly,
start off something great, then you know,
That's you start off with a full set of full head of steam, and you come out swinging like this movie, and this movie was outstanding.
yeah, there are going to be expectations.
You got high expectations now. So that's kind of like it's like a double-edged sword, right? It's like really good, like you did. Wow, I kick ass. but
Yeah.
Now you're like, all right, the next one needs to either be as on point or if not a little better.
Yeah, and that's.
So
I mean,
Jordan Peele-
I think he's capable of doing it. I mean, he said, for people who haven't seen, that he is planning to do 4 more like social commentary or just like serious horror movies over the next like decade. He said, which I would definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I say let the man do it.
I mean, like
I'm down
listen,
for it.
But yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if all of his movies don't come out as well as this one, because like I'm not gonna lie, I think this is like a perfect 10 movie for me. Like it's just that I think it's that good. Obviously-
Yes, for its genre.
Yeah.
Completely.
absolutely. But like you know, I'm sure he'll come out with movies that are like 8s and 7s and stuff like that.
Which are
but-
still really good.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
still
not every direct. You know,
But you can't. Can you really like? I mean, is this a movie you can really compare to something else? Because I mean, it's a. I feel like it's kind of on its own. It's like a little subcategory.
Well,
It's
there's like
a
there.
little mix of everything. It's a psychological. It's
Think of
it's-
another horror movie that has some sort of social commentary, like The Stepford Wives.
Never saw it.
Not the one with Nicole Kidman. Fuck that movie. The one from like the 70s or 80s or whenever it came out about like men controlling women and how like they just had these obedient wives. And I haven't seen it in a while, but it was another movie with social commentary. So like, there was there had to. I think he might have said on the Nerdist podcast, but there had to have been some sort of inspiration drawn from there.
Well, I'm sure he drew inspiration from a lot of different movies. for sure.
From what I understood, from interviews, like he's drew inspiration from Shining, and just a bunch of other like favorite horror movies, Halloween and whatever. I gotta listen to that Nerdist podcast again, but yeah, it's just an excellent movie. But like, do you guys have anything else you want to add? Because I have a question I wanted to finish off with.
Finish off with it, man. I mean, I don't have anything.
Yeah, I forgot what
I'm
I
just a guest here.
had to bring up.
So what was your favorite kill in the movie?
My favorite kill was I gotta go with the deer head.
Yeah.
Curb stomp.
The curb stomp the brother.
Yeah.
So my favorite kill
straight vicious
is one that I don't know if he's dead or not. Is the blonde guy that was getting
He
surgery?
gets lit on fire.
Oh,
Yeah, he was.
yeah,
I
he
guess
definitely,
he gets burned
yeah, he
alive.
definitely
They don't
got
show
burned alive.
Yeah, they don't show him, but he's like not really.
But he's in
alive.
the room that is catching on fire, and then you see the smoke starting to like.
Then you see like the reflection
pierce
of
the
fire
house,
from
yeah.
the front door, so
Yeah.
you know the back
Yeah, so
stairs
the
isn't going.
house itself was going to be on fire. He
because
definitely
he
died.
never knew he
Sucks,
was going to
man.
die.
If
Yeah.
anything, he
Dude.
probably. I mean, even if the house didn't catch on fire and everybody else died, he would have died. If nobody, like his assistant or somebody else, didn't come to like see him, he had his skull open. His brain was out in the open.
Yeah.
And whatever sedation he was under would not have kept him under that long.
Probably just died from
Whatever
exposure,
fluids were in
yeah.
it, yeah, it could have gotten a serious infection. Or, I mean, I don't know how brains work, but maybe his brain could have just fell out.
Either that or
anything could have
It
happened.
would have swelled open or something.
Yeah, it would have swelled
he would've-
open.
he's
He
dead.
would have lost a lot of blood.
He's
I'm
dead. I
assuming.
mean, guaranteeing he's dead.
Yeah. Oh, I know he's dead.
So he would have.
but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
that's
if I would
like-
you don't
necessarily.
know how he
That's
like.
like the shittiest way to die.
Yeah, but
too,
like that was my
Well,
favorite
I mean,
way.
he was
that was,
unconscious for it.
that was my.
so.
That's why he's my
Yeah.
favorite death because both of you guys just brought up like, well, like, this could happen. This could happen.
Well,
this could
yeah, I
happen.
mean,
and I was like, yeah, anything
I
that
would.
could happen.
I
It
wouldn't
was great.
necessarily consider it a kill for Chris because it was inadvertent the way he killed him.
I would
It's
say
because it was actually the fault of the dad because the dad is the one who knocked the
Yeah.
candle over, setting the room
Well,
on
I
fire.
asked what was your favorite kill. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
by Chris.
Oh, true. Yeah, no, I think when he rammed the dad with the deer head, I thought that was hysterical, and I like how it brought it back to
The
then
Bucks,
killing
yeah.
the buck at the beginning. Yeah,
It was a
And
buck
all-
that
yeah.
killed him.
And also saying like, he's like, I hate deer.
Yeah,
I hate him. Get rid of him, and bam, it's the deer that kills him. Yeah, that movie's just so fucking.
well, I mean,
good.
not even bringing back to his deer speech. I mean, you could have replaced any sort of ethnicity in there, and we'll bring it back to because Chris is a black man. He could have said black people on that. Could have replaced it with that, and it would have done. It's like
Yeah.
word for word would have pretty much gotten the same point across.
Yeah, this is this is a really smart movie.
Yeah, and I think the more like people watch it, like next time I watch it, I'm sure like you guys will said that you picked up on more things after
Yes.
watching it the second time. I'm sure
Oh,
that
yeah.
the same thing will happen with me, and I'm gonna watch this movie again and again.
You see more
This was
meaning
great.
in the writing. You see a lot more meaning in the double meanings, the hidden
Right.
content, the hidden context, whatever you want to have.
Yeah,
you want to
I
describe
think
it.
everything was definitely intentional.
Yes,
I don't think
there
it
was
was
nothing
just
in this movie that was
happenstance.
coincidence.
Right.
Nothing. Everything
Agreed.
was, again, you can guarantee Jordan Peele looked at this movie and he put everything in there as subtle and as minute it is
Mm-hmm.
that had such a huge meaning to the movie, and it was not
Right.
coincidence. They didn't just happen to say this line or play this music or reference this. It was perfect.
Yeah.
And especially seeing it the second time, you really pick up on it and you really appreciate it for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm gonna jump ahead. If you want to score it, if you wanted to ask me a score, 10 out of 10, easy.
Same.
Yeah.
I'd definitely give it a 10.
I look at it more. I mean, Connor, I think we had this disagreement, and I look at it more like a psychological horror.
Mhm.
I don't take it as a true horror. Like, yes,
Like,
okay,
just straight
Chris
horror.
is stranded in a place. He is stuck in a house. He's, I understand that as a horror concept. I do appreciate that, but I think it's more psychological, similar to, and I know Connor's going to disagree, Shutter Island.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate that movie.
I'm not saying you hate it, but I'm just saying that's my argument. I look at it more as a psychological horror. Like,
Right.
it's not like your average, Freddy Krueger running after you, and you got it's a very witty, smart psychological thriller.
Well, I think it's a blender of horror, really, because there is kills in the movie, like a slasher movie, and then
Well, yeah,
Right,
that's what I
but
said. I
they're-
appreciate it for what the base concept,
Right.
of horror.
yes,
But those kills come out of necessity.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
fight for your life.
right. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
but that's why it made sense. It wasn't just some dude running around with an axe, but
That's how I view it as. I'm not
You're-
saying I'm right. I'm just
No,
saying
I-
I took it
I
away.
think
from
I
you're
it.
definitely
right.
think it is definitely a psychological horror instead of just pure horror.
Yeah, because dude, just real quick, I just want to add that sunken space,
Mm,
dude. That is like my fear. That's terrifying to me.
right.
That is absolutely terrifying. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, don't sink into the." I'm like,
but there's
I'm
also an
sinking too."
element of body horror in there too. Like it's not like Cronenberg body horror, but like it's like there's with the surgery and also like transferring of minds, like from one person to another.
well,
the
and
scars.
they even say like a little piece of you will still be in there.
yeah, like
It's just somebody else will be in control.
yeah. To me, this was a blended. This was a blender. Like it's all sorts of horror and.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I can't see a horror movie topping this for a long, long, long time. This is one of the best horror movies ever made.
Maybe it coming out soon. Who knows?
Stephen King actually recently saw it, the first part, and he said it's incredible.
I was gonna read that article. I just saw the article got posted.
But Stephen King also directed Maximum Overdrive, which is one of the worst movies I ever saw. But to be fair, he even admitted he was really doing a lot of cocaine during the filming of that. So
But yeah, so if my review, my rate, 10 out of 10, loved it.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah, it's just I can't.
Ryan's like, well, 5 out of 10.
No, Ryan loved it.
Nah, no, he did.
Which is good. I mean, I'm on a streak of seeing really good movies in the theater lately.
Yo, for real?
2017 has been a great year so far for movies.
Yeah, even like the end of 16, dude. Like it's
Yeah,
going
the movies
strong.
yeah, I
going
mean, like,
strong.
including 2016 movies, like,
I need to be a Stubbs
we
member
saw-
real quick
Do it.
because I am seriously been a lot
Worth
of movies
it.
a lot. Yeah.
worth it. Hey, AMC, sponsor us for Stubbs.
Yeah, please.
Same
But,
suit.
like, we just saw Logan the other day and did a review on it. Logan was a 10. We saw La La Land
Great movie.
early in January. That was 10 for me. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's just been
What was before that? Doctor Who. Right.
What?
Was that
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor-
Rogue
Doctor-
One.
Wow,
Doctor Who.
fucking leave.
Yeah,
All right, goodbye,
Doctor-
guys.
Rogue One, and then, but yeah, I mean, it's been a really good streak, and I think 2017 is starting off strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's.
Hopefully, it continues to be strong. But
I think it's going to end really shitty with Justice League.
Zack
Yes.
Snyder and David S. Goyer are your friends, but
Yeah.
I
Never
mean,
met 'em.
you never know. We'll see.
I'll see it for what it's worth, but I'm gonna take away as much as I took away from it from like Batman vs Superman.
I
I'm
don't-
being like,
How did you feel like? We'll end the podcast on this, and I hate turning this into the Batman vs Superman podcast, but I don't know. Like I know you don't like. How did
All
you
right.
feel about Batman vs Superman?
so I'll make this quick. I know this is totally off topic, but a little whatever. So I saw it after hearing you guys destroy each other about who loved it more and whose favorite and your favorite. It was just like, all right, going in this movie,
Well, he
I'm
loved
like,
that interpretation of Superman.
all right, so going in this movie, I'm like, this movie's gonna suck butthole, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch it for face value. I'm gonna try to, take away my
I don't know why, but suck butthole is just funny.
dude. Yeah, well, that's all that's all I could picture this movie being, and the combat in the movie was awesome. I absolutely loved, I can't think of his name right now. Batman. What's the actor's name? I can't.
Ben
think.
Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
I love Ben Affleck's version of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it trumps Christian Bale's personally because, well, no, it doesn't. It's two different Batman. It's an older Batman and Christian Bale's a younger Batman. Regardless, I love Ben Affleck's version of Batman. The combat in the movie or the fight scenes, whatever you want to call it, was pretty good, right? There was a couple.
I mean,
scenes.
that warehouse scene that he goes full Arkham games on it
Yes.
was fucking
Yeah.
So
sweet.
he kind
That
of
was
like
great. I didn't like the Batman vs Superman fight at all, though.
no. So that's what I'm leading up to, right? You see Batman's like a dark dude. He kills a bunch of dudes. Like it's pretty kind of like all right. I didn't know
Putting
Batman
it
kills
lightly.
people. Yeah, like I don't know Batman kills a bunch of dudes, but that's kind of cool. And then, like, Superman's coming down. He's being, like, a big old asshole. And then they fight, and then they stop fighting because they have the same mother's name. And I'm like, really? Like, you couldn't pick anything else. Like, I understand what they were going for. They're trying to, they're showing each other's true, like, I guess, empathy or humanity. And they're like, oh, we finally have common ground that we both love something. But I'm like, this sucks.
Right.
Right?
And yeah, I don't want to keep talking about it because
Yes,
this
I'm
is not this. You
For face
I'm
value.
sorry.
we talk
sorry.
about it too much.
Sorry.
We could have talked about that off podcast.
We've had a
I know,
long streak
but
of not talking
we
about
just
it.
brought in a shitty movie to a great movies conversation, and
You gotta die it down a little bit.
no.
Just
but yeah.
go see. Just go see.
Well, I mean, I'm
Get
hoping that if you got to this point, you did see the movie.
Yeah.
If you did see the movie, let us know what you thought about it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did it offend you? If it did, like I said before, you're a fucking loser. What do you think of? Were there things that we didn't mention that you picked up on? Are you excited for more Jordan Peele directed movies? Where would you rank this of your movies over the last couple of years or whatever? Let us know. You can hit us up on Facebook or Twitter, or our website. You can comment on that too.
What's the website called again, Chris?
AwesomeSundayShow.com.
.com.
I'm sorry, AwesomeSundayShow.com.
It's all right. But yeah, that'll wrap it up. Thank you, Chris, for coming on.
Guys, thank
Sharing
you. It's
your
a pleasure
opinion.
as always. Thank you very much for having me.
We love having you on. Again,
We fucking love you.
thank you to GameFly for sponsoring this. Remember, if you want a free premium 30-day trial, go to GameFlyOffer.com/awesome. That's GameFlyOffer.com/awesome. And Connor.
Also, like I said before, the show is sponsored by BarkBox.com. If you want a 1 month free along with your subscription to BarkBox, just go to getbarkbox.com/awesome. Remember, getbarkbox.com/awesome.
All right, guys, take it easy. Have a great week.
Peace.